Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Whimsy with the Z. I'm your host Ben. We have a special guest. It's been a couple of months
Hey,
since we've last talked to her. We have Pinky back. How you doing, Pinky?
doing pretty good.
That's it.
Lots of stuff has happened since last time I've been on.
Think do we get you? I think we got you after. I don't know if it was December or January.
Um,
If we had talked about Christmas or not.
I think we did.
Okay, so we got you through December, first of the year. Didn't get you February, March, April. Um, I think the last time we chatted, you were in the process of moving.
Yeah.
How's that? How'd that go?
I moved. I'm in. I still have like one box in my room that I haven't opened, and most of it's bathroom stuff, and I don't really want to put that away because it's just bathroom stuff. So
Right.
everything else pretty much in. Like a box of my old stuff in the garage, but that's about it. We're in.
So this is you're in a house or apartment.
Good house.
Okay, and then this one also has the dad's girlfriend's kids, right? Okay. Did you end up having to share a room?
Nope. I ended up getting the biggest room because I have the pleasure of having the cat boxes in my room. So,
Oh, okay. So how is it living with uh, before this? Were they living with you?
no, they would just like come and visit every once in a while because they lived like a hot minute away. So now we're like in between where both of us were. So, um, living with them's not too bad. I say that like it's terrible. It's really not. It's nice having people around almost all the time.
Right. Okay. Because it didn't say because it was just you and dad for a while,
Yeah.
and
And
now
then
you got
my other little sister would come and visit her mom's house once every other weekend. So,
now you got you got a house full of people. So not as so there's always is there always somebody around?
pretty much. And if there's not, I'll usually like go to my friend's house or something.
Very cool. Okay. So from what I think I know where you went, are you gonna have to change schools next year?
Yeah, I wasn't going to at first, but then I like thought about it and I was like, it's like a 10-mile drive to my school now. So, and with there being construction on my highway that I take, it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to get
Right.
to school. So I'm like, and I'm just now getting a job. So I'm like, um, I don't want to use a lot of that money for gas if I don't have to. And there's a school, you know what I'm so mad about? I'm just out of district for the school I'm going to be going to. Um, So we had to do a whole big process, but I'm, like, down the street from the school. I'm like 3 or 4 streets from being out of district for the school, but I'm still going to the school, like, the new school.
Okay.
Only, like, a 10-minute drive on, like, the regular street, so I don't even have to take the highway if I don't want to.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
that's nice.
All right. So we're gonna be all over the place for a minute.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go senior year at the new school. Are we worried? Do we have any friends at that school?
Like, 1 well, I mean, I guess 2, but I don't really like one of the other people that I know. I just know her because I work with her now.
Okay.
She's, like, kind of annoying, though. I don't really like her, but that's okay.
Does it bother you at all that you're gonna just be 1 year in the school?
Yes, because that happened to my old stepmom, and she was like, if you have the chance to, you really, like, try not to, because it sucked for me, because she had to. She was explaining it. It was just like, like, she knew everyone, and then suddenly she didn't, and that just sucked, and I'm worried about that because I had trouble, like, making friends at the school that I'd been to and known people from since, like, elementary school. So, going in senior year, it's not even like it's freshman year, it's, like, senior year, no, like, one person well, and then another person I don't even like. So, yeah.
So then you gotta focus on school, and then you gotta be like,
Yeah.
"I'd like to have a a semi-social life. So now you got to try and connect with somebody because like you're coming in with like everybody's already paired off in their groups and their so you're like
Yeah.
way odd man out.
Yeah, and then so I took classes, to get ahead my senior year, so I'm gonna have either they're gonna make me take another elective to, like, only let me out at a certain time, or I'm only gonna have, like, 2 or 3 classes next year. So, I'm gonna only be there for a really little bit anyways. I guess we'll see.
You said you had a job where you're working.
Yeah. I work at the mall that's, like, 2 minutes away from my house, so that's pretty chill.
Sweet. What do you do?
Yeah. I make drinks for people. It's super easy. I mean, it's minimum wage, but, it's super easy, so I don't mind that it's minimum wage.
Like a Orange Julius or like a Dairy Queen type thing?
Yeah, kinda sorta.
Okay. Yeah, that's not that bad. Okay, yeah. You have to work food, you work in a mall. That's not so bad.
Not too bad.
How many hours are you working?
I'm up to 20 this week, but it's also just my first week. So hopefully I'll get some more after my like training period is done.
Right,
So, yeah. And then also going into summer, hopefully I'll get um, more day shifts because I can't take those right now.
right. Um, so at the mall, are you in the food court or are you like off in one of the corners?
I'm like off in one of the corners because it was like a separate standalone thing.
Okay, that's not bad. To be fair, that's probably better than the food court.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, that's exciting. So how is school going now? So you're going back to your regular school currently for the next like what 2 weeks, week,
Yeah, it's like a week or two, I don't remember. I think it's 2
10 days or
weeks. It's okay. Nothing too exciting, you
how
know.
are your grades holding up?
Um All A's and B's aside from one frickin' D because my teacher decided to wait 3 months before putting any grades in. So I didn't know that I had missed one of the major tests, and when I asked about it, she's like, "No, we're like 2 units past that, you can't retake it," because I missed a day, and I didn't know we took a test that day, and she didn't tell me, like, the next week. So,
That's some
yeah.
bullshit.
I mean, a D is still technically passing, but I'm gonna try and, like, grind through and get it up to a C at least.
Right. So you have finals coming up.
Yeah.
Are you ready for them?
Yeah, I think so. None of my classes are, like, hard. Shouldn't be too bad.
All right. So the end of the year, how was G Crew? Did you keep
Um,
up with it most of the year?
yeah, I only ever missed one of the days, which is the day that I wasn't here for the final thing or for the big test, and that was the last one that we had, so I missed that one. I feel kinda bad because I wanted to say bye to some of them because I don't ever see them, like, even in passing, so but, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I don't think my next school has something like that, so
Don't think it does either.
I do not.
Overall, the G Crew experience pretty good. You liked it?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I was planning on doing it next year, but, plans changed.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, super hard work, but it was, like, fulfilling because I know I got to, um, like, be there for some of the students, which was nice.
Right. Right. Can kind of give them that little bit of support slash somebody in a new place. Yeah, a G Crew at the new school would be cool because like worst case you like, oh, let's hang out with the freshmen this year.
Yeah. No. Oh, I just realized I'll show you my prom pictures. I forgot to send those earlier. Prom was
So
fun.
you went to prom?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was at the zoo, so we didn't get to see any of the animals, but there's, like, a hall thing that we had it at. It was fun. I was like 6'1" because I was wearing like 5-inch platform heels,
There you go.
or 6'1". That was really fun. Did I say? I don't know. Whatever. I was tall. It was fun.
Oh, very nice. Who'd you go with?
I went with a couple of my friends. That was fun. We got Taco Bell after. Some dude said I was hot. That was funny.
And you're like, sir, I'm
Sir,
17.
you work at a Taco Bell, and I'm 17. Yeah,
All right. Small elephant in the room. You did technically go through a breakup.
I did. Yeah, pretty. Mm,
I
not
think it
fun.
was in February ish.
Yeah, about then.
How did you handle it?
I mean, I don't want to like air everything out because I'm
No, no,
only
no. Of
half
course
of
not.
what it was. Like, simply put, we had broken up like several times prior, and this was just like, if it's gonna just keep being this way, maybe it's better to kind of end it. So then it was fine, and then it got kind of messy, and then now it's chill.
All
So
right.
you know, it is what it is.
This is your first real boyfriend breakup?
Yeah, I mean, all my other ones were just like middle school relationships, so it's like, and they were never like told to by my family, so they're not really like big like this one was.
Because
So
you guys
yeah, it
were
was kind
together
of like
for a little
hard.
bit, right?
Yeah, 2 years. Woof, 2 years.
Well, it does suck. We're sorry. We heard a little bit. Not well. We heard that there was a breakup, but obviously, I agree. We don't need to air anything else out. But just overall, you're handling it okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
What else is going
So.
on?
What else? What else is going on?
Oh, man, like, well, it was because we skipped 1 month because it got to the point where I was just like, because like you get to this part of the year where it's just like everybody's just still doing the same thing of just like going to school and just getting ready to round out the end of the year. Um, it was funny because a lot of some of the other kids were just like they're tired, they're done, they just want it to be done and over with. So
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of where everyone's at. I literally can't think of anything else that's happened. There's been like nothing,
what are
nothing
some of your plans
exciting.
for the summer?
Oh, I'm going to Panama for 2 weeks.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, and then I'm hopefully going with my friend up to Utah to go camping. It'll be fun.
Okay, Utah, Panama. Who are you gonna go to Panama
Utah and
with?
Panama. My sister's family.
Nice. Well, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Have you ever been out of the country?
I have not yet. I've had my passport for, I want to say, like a year now, or about there. So I haven't even gone to like anywhere. So I've been out of my state quite a few times. I haven't had the chance to go out of the country yet. So going to Panama was kind of a fun first one.
Why Panama?
Um, I guess my sister's family is looking to move there, so
Okay,
they're like, "Hey, you want to come with?" And I was like, "Sure thing, let's go."
you guys gonna go look at the canal?
Uh, Probably. I don't see why not. I mean, we're gonna be there for 2 weeks, so
I would
probably
think.
squeeze it in somewhere.
I would assume one would. Like, I don't think like Panama is one of those places where you don't go to Panama and not go see the canal. I guess, but
Yeah,
I'll definitely take life to pits. I did see and notice that you jumped into the chats a little bit more recently, so that's actually really cool that uh, you got settled in with the new house, working, kind of just getting settled, and then you're in the chats interacting. So I expect to see some pictures of this
yeah,
canal.
yeah. Sure, I'll send pictures. I'm sure I'll take at least a few. I mean, I'm not a super big person and like for pictures unless I'm like, dang, I look chill right now. I should take some pictures. And then I take like 20, and then I don't again for like 3 weeks. So
I just want to see a large boat in a large, in a very large hole with no water, and then it filled up with water.
Yeah.
Just 2 pictures. That's all we want. Well, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm excited for it.
Trying to think, do I have any plans for this summer? My kid's going all over the place. He's in Utah now. He's going to Colorado and he's going to go to Fargo like next month in July. I got a I got a comic. Was it? I got like Our Town Comic Con in June, and then just a bunch of podcast stuff. So that's gonna be all right. Um, we may or may not get you again next month.
Yeah, hopefully we do. I don't see why we wouldn't, aside from just, like, planning things out, like forgetting.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, if we don't, we'll just tackle a couple of questions now. Overall experiences with Whimsy with the Z. What did you think of it?
I missed it. I was like, "Dang, I miss, like, just talking," because a lot of the talks that we go into, I don't really, like, talk about that stuff with my friends, so it was kinda nice to just, like, have those conversations. So, I'd rate it, like, a 10 out of 10. There was nothing really bad about it. Nothing to complain about. You just sit there and talk. Pretty easy. Food, got drinks.
Right? Um, so you gonna come back next year?
Yeah, hopefully. I don't see why I wouldn't, unless, like, some drastically unforeseen event happens.
I think we're gonna take we'll record in June. We'll take July, August off, and then we'll probably come back September just to see how everybody's first days of school were. What were some of the things that you liked most from the other kids?
It was cool. It was cool just seeing, like, everyone's different experiences and, like, just their day-to-day lives. Everyone has such different lives all the time. It's, like, crazy to think about for me because it's, like, you'll be driving and you'll be like, "Dang, that person could be going to, like" Jesus, I said, like, 6 times or something in a row. Like, they could be going anywhere, and it's a lot to think about, and I think that's really cool, and just hearing everyone's experiences and how people are all so different is really cool to me, so that's always nice.
We only did it for like what, 9 months? But what's in I'll probably go I'll do one big wrap up at the very end. But it is interesting to see all of the growth. Like all 5 of you really did have some growth from the beginning to the end. Some a little bit more like obvious than others, but I do like the idea of how much you guys uh opened up. So, like I randomly like just asked you guys to like, hey, come hang out with me and talk to me. And then it took a couple of months, but you obviously were, pretty open from the beginning, but I definitely 100% appreciate you for that. I think it was your openness and your candidness that showed some of the others to just relax, have a conversation, and kind of open up a little bit. So,
Yeah, I'm
uh,
kinda glad that I was that point because I, like, have a hard time making friends, so getting to, like, talk a lot of the times is hard starting, so I kinda wanted to I figured if anything I can start, on this where I just talk and then, maybe it'll get a little easier talking to new people. So hopefully me doing this will carry over a little bit next year.
yeah. Have you told any of your friends or family about the podcast?
I've told one of my friends about it, and then, like, my dad knows about it, but I don't think he's listened to it because he hasn't, like, asked what it's called or anything. And, like, my friends will ask some questions, so like, "Well, what is it about?" I'm like, "It's about literally everything." So,
Whatever you guys want to talk about.
they're like, "That's cool." I'm like, "Yeah."
Um, what I find interesting is you guys are going to be seniors next year, so I love the idea that We got Alice graduating this year. We had you and Mark Jr. is going to be seniors next year. So, and then we got Dean just starting freshman. So we got all like we're seeing it from the whole range of the high school experience. And then Danielle, uh, still a few years behind, but she's kind of just trucking along and just enjoying hearing everybody. She's really come out of her shell a lot. I think that was a lot to you and Alice for sure. What what could I do different next year? Because this year,
Uh,
100%, like shooting from the hip, some general basic concepts and ideas for each month. What worked with the topics, and what could I do better next season?
I think when you had your notes, like, actually written down, that
Hmm.
was good because we had at least a baseline kinda where to go and
Right.
which ideas would flow good into the next ones. I think that's just, like, for overall, but for me personally, there's a lot of stuff we could go more deeply into. I don't really care what I talk about. I don't know, I like the how do I explain it? I like the ones that are, like, questions that have other questions in them. So it's like, you ask about, I don't know, like, my mom, and then I'll tell you something, and then you'll be like, "Oh, this, that," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah," and then it, like, goes off, and then it'll lead to something else, and then we'll, like, bring it back, and I don't know. I like the kind of all over the place questions,
Right.
and then they go to another one, but I just talk like that naturally. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
Would the podcast be better? Because I I want to say kid gloved some conversation or some topics. Uh, if we do go into a second season, well, we will. But when we get into a second season and we keep the same five with the rapport that we've built, do you think I'm able to start hitting on some of these other uh, bigger topics?
I think, yeah, I think a lot of this year covered mostly, like, kinda how school was, and then I
Mhm,
know I would jump into more of, like, my personal life. So I think maybe next year, of course, like, keep the school stuff because that's a big majority of what being our age range is,
mhm,
but I think, yeah, also including, some of the more, like, home personal stuff. Like, we've talked about it before. I could if it does still end up being more, like, school focused, you could always have, like, specific episodes or, like, a different not, like, season, like, show would be the right word maybe, where it's more of the, like, deep questions.
okay. Yeah, because I definitely, like, we had our moments throughout the series, the first season, but I definitely I don't know if I would I don't even wanna say I was nervous about it. I was just trying to, like, not overstep, but then at the same time, that's kind of what the podcast was kind of for. So I kind of, like, followed everybody else's lead. Obviously, we went into some better, not better, but different places with you because you, like, invited, those different conversations where, others may or may not have, I don't think we're ready for it. So hopefully next year, uh, everybody kind of gets that this is all really coming from a good place and not so much like trying to pry or get Snoopy into everybody's life. But it is interesting to see where or how kids react or handle different type of situations.
Yeah. I think maybe what could be cool is, like, hypotheticals, like, going over, like, I don't know, there's so many, I can't even think of one, but you know what I mean, like, not necessarily, like, now questions, but, like, maybe in the future questions or, like, completely off the walls, most likely wouldn't happen questions, you know?
All right,
That'd
we
be
play
cool.
with both of them. Like, what do you do when you go to a party and someone has alcohol, or you're at prom and somebody's brings a flask? What do you do?
Yeah.
Like, do you drive home with them? You're like, absolutely not. Who do you call? Have you thought about what you're doing after high school?
Yeah, so next year I got into a program that does, like, preschooling for, like, technical. It's like pre-trade school.
Okay,
Um, so I got into a course for that, so I'm gonna do that schooling, and that's gonna get me all the basic information that I need for what I wanna go into, which is aesthetics. So I'm gonna do that, and then out of whatever, like, um, whatever material I prefer over others, I plan on going to an academy for it, to, learn more on those, and then because the idea and, like, hopes for the program is that you can get a job right out of high school, so hopefully while I'm doing that, I'll get into aesthetics, and then while I'm doing that, go to schooling, and then once I'm more this is getting more distant, so, like, mid-20s, um, I want to go to school for labor and delivery because that's never gonna go away,
right.
and they make bank, so,
It's interesting. Have you caught up on any of the old episodes?
no, I haven't listened in a bit, I haven't even listened to that much music recently, like, I still have all my old songs from a few months ago that I'm listening to still, so but I probably will tonight or tomorrow or eventually go back through and listen to a few of the more recent ones.
Because like my favorite thing about this whole experience is like Dean loved online school. Now he's like, I don't want to do it anymore. Maybe, maybe not. Danielle's still like, nope. I'm actually like, she's gonna stay with it for a little. Alice, she's graduating, and I'm like, what are we doing? Driving. Boyfriend got accepted into a college. She's looking at what was it, National Guard.
Nice.
So it's really interesting. Like, you're not my kids, but it is fascinating to see all you guys kind of just growing and then finding your like, even though you don't like, you might not even be doing any of this stuff years from now, but just this idea that you have a game plan and you're working towards it. And then, like you said, if anything changes or happens or whatever, you kind of adjust for it. But it is interesting to watch all you guys grow and kind of start to see what kind of decisions a 14, 17, and then 17-year-old. Do you think we should bring anybody else on? Like, should I get a sixth? Do we know anybody else that would want to play?
I mean, there's definitely, like, always a possibility of it, but I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
What if
Like,
next year,
I've offered one of my friends to, like, do it, and he was like, "Mm, maybe." And I was like, "Okay." And then I forgot about it, so I never brought it up again.
maybe maybe next season we'll do like kind of how we did with the parents. Sometimes that was a little harder to get some of the parents on. So like maybe we'll be like, hey, you have to bring a friend in and let me just interrogate your friends.
Yeah, that honestly, that'd be funny.
Well, and I think part of it too would be kind of nice for because I don't know if kids listen to podcasts, to be honest, right? So kind of just to one at a time, just to start inviting people in, so that because it is kind of a little bit hard to kind of explain what it is that you do with the podcast. So bring them in, and then kind of give them a like a once over with a general idea of what the podcast is about, and then hopefully maybe they like it, maybe they want to come on and continue doing it, and or maybe listen. I mean, worst at the very least, I'm gonna try next year. I definitely want to start trying to promote it better. So it'll give me a couple of months to really focus on marketing strategy for season 2. You got any questions or anything for me?
Mm, what you been up to? Anything new?
Oh man. uh, for the most part, like I'm still doing the whole podcast thing, still working the two job thing. Uh, we got a big award show thing coming up. We just had episode 100 a little while ago, but like I'll put them in the chat tonight. Links to two videos. One's 3 minutes long and one's like 2.5 minutes long. But uh, I'm planning the creativity aspect of the podcast. So I've been making these weird videos where I interview myself.
Oh yeah, I saw one of those. I ended up watching one of those.
um, so I'm just yeah, I'm working through some Ben stuff and filtering it through some creativity and trying to stay positive with everything.
Yeah. You been sleeping?
No, absolutely not.
Hmm.
No, people who
Interesting.
sleep don't stay up until 3 o'clock making weird Ben on Ben videos.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, really, I'm the heaviest I've ever been, and I hate the way that I look. Um, so I'm trying to actively like fix that in some way. So it's slow and it sucks because it's like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just still doing the same Ben stuff. I like a good routine. And then, like I said, I'm still just working. There's some other Ben issues that I'm working through, but nothing crazy, nothing that anybody needs to worry about. But uh, I think a lot of it's just trying to put it into words so that eventually I can talk about it on a podcast. So, but while I'm trying to figure that, like, um, is I'm trying to figure out and iron out what exactly it is these quote unquote Ben issues are. I'm just trying to just stay on the positive side of things and not like fall down that emo hole of just being like moody depressed.
Yeah.
Did you hit any kind of depression or anything after the breakup?
Um, I mean, like I said, it happened before quite a few times, so it was I mean, obviously I was sad about it. No
Yeah,
one's
right.
really well, actually I won't say that. It's I wouldn't say I was depressed. There was definitely a lot of sadness that came with it because it was 2 years and it was literally like my everything for those 2 years. So it
Did you
being
have
like,
anybody to talk to?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's my problem right now. Is I don't I got no one to talk to. Um, so that's where my hiccup is right now. So we'll figure it out. Like, because like at the same time, like I don't want to be talking to all you kids and be like, "Hey, man, people are there to help you out," and I'm like, "No one's here to help me out." So,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's you know, gotta give you guys some distance a little bit until you guys can figure out get all your emotions in order, so you guys so we actually know what it is that you guys want to talk about. Uh, so teenager and a 42-year-old man, like nobody knows how to deal with stuff sometimes.
yeah, you get there eventually.
Oh, I like doing the podcast, and I'm excited to come back and do like a second season for it for sure.
Yeah, me too. Um, I kind of feel bad that I like stopped doing it for those couple months because it really was just as easy as like getting on the phone to do it. Um,
100% defended it the whole time. Like that's part of being like one. My kid barely talks to me right now. Liam, he's off wrestling. Like, uh, and that's what I think is nice about the podcast is like teenagers do teenagery things, and sometimes you guys just you know go off and do your own thing for a little bit. And I've always extended the invitation. You're always going to be one of the Whimsy kids. So whenever you're ready to come back, you come back. No, 100%. You got to take a couple of weeks off, a couple of months off. You got to do what you got to do. But again, at the same time, man, you're moving. You're looking for new jobs. You're trying to figure out your whole school thing. You came back though. That's all that matters. I appreciate you coming back. Uh, I like the core five of you guys. Definitely got a nice variety of personalities that I think are just fantastic. Like you guys are all over the place, but you guys all have some similarities, and I like that you guys learning from each other, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too.
I don't think I got anything else for you. We'll go ahead and we'll double check, and if you come back next month, I'll have some more stuff for you. Just keep me updated, and we'll get you back whenever you're ready. But yeah, like I said, when you going to Panama
The 3rd through like the 20th.
of okay, okay. Oh, so I can even get you in June if I wanted to.
I mean, there's gonna be a couple break days, and then we can always end up like just well, okay, then it wouldn't be a June thing. No, there should be time at the end of the month to do it, and then I can give you guys the update on Panama and how that went.
Tell. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll snag you like the 31st or that 25th, 26th ish. We'll get you in a couple of weeks. I got. Let's see. We have uh, Danielle comes out Friday. Dean and Alice record Monday. So then they'll come out this week. I'll put you in there with Alice at the end of the month, and then you and I can record one more time, and I can put it out in the 1st of June. Yeah, everything works out perfect. Um, Super glad to have you back, and good to hear that you're doing well. Super excited to see what you guys do next year. Are
Yeah,
you
me
excited
too.
to be a senior?
Yes and no,
Why now?
because it's like my last like all of my schooling. I've been looking forward to just being done with school, but it's like after that, what do you do? Like, there's no set thing you have to do. It's not like you have to go to another grade, and you're gonna go to that next grade, and that's like the hard part.
Is like
Um,
you got to figure out how to be like your own person, create your own schedule.
mhm.
Well, Alice will be doing it, so we can find out, how she does it. Uh, she's she's still kind of like ready to graduate, but not ready to graduate. So uh, I don't, I don't know, man. Like I guess I enjoyed high school, man, but I enjoy everything after high school. Like there's so much stuff. Like the idea when you get out of high school, you're like, oh, this is scary, and it is for a minute, but then you realize like your potential is limitless at that point. Like because you don't have literally anything holding you back except for yourself. So you just got to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, and that's like the exciting part. That's what I'm excited for.
Good times. I mean, you'll never buy a house, so I mean
Yeah,
that's one thing you
yeah,
never have to worry about.
yeah.
um, the your okay, dad's girlfriend's son, he graduated this year, right? Is he moving out?
I don't think so because the school he wants to go to it's not too far away. So I
Have you
don't think he
talked to
has
him
like
at
a
all about what
reason
he's
to
going
move
to do
out.
after high school?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to school for nursing.
Does he have an idea how long he's going to stay at home?
Uh, I don't. think so. I think the majority of his schooling he's going to. Um, which there's like no problem with him staying home because we have a room. It's not like we don't have a space for him.
Right.
But obviously he has his own room now, and he has a car, and like he has the ability to leave if he wants to.
Well, I think what's
But
going
he
to be
doesn't really have
interesting
the
with
need
you,
to.
yeah, I think what will be interesting with like you, Mark, Alice, this time next year, like, because it is hard for newly graduated people to like find apartments, you know, and it's not even finding an apartment; it's just like financially, it's gonna be a little bit weird. So I'm curious to see how you guys all tackle those problems. Do you want to move out at all? Like anytime after high school?
Um, like eventually, but I mean, obviously, like eventually, but
Yeah, yeah.
I don't plan on doing it like soon after I graduate because
2021?
money sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like 19, 20-ish. Hopefully,
Okay.
I'll find a place. If anything, move in with some like roommates or something. I don't know.
Because I just know that's probably the biggest difference between where you guys are at versus where I was at in '02. So 20 years ago. I think the post high school is going to be the kind of like the biggest difference because I was able to like it wasn't impossible to get an apartment with some friends and or buy a house. And I'm kind of curious to see what you guys how you guys handle it because I just read statistics, but I don't know anybody who's actually living as an 18, 19, 20-year old. So you guys gonna be fascinating to me. All right. Well, I thank you for coming on, and then
Of course.
we'll get together in a couple of weeks. But super glad to have you back. You're always welcome. Don't forget that you're a Whimsy kid for life. All right. You have a good night.
Yep. Me too.
Whimsy.
Bye.